Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things you want to do is safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so the wheels are off the ground. After that, we're going to remove all 5 of our 19mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now with the wheel out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our lateral link right across the top right here. Now there's going to be 2 mounting bolts for this and 2 mounting nuts. They're both 18mm. You're going to find one out here with a nut on the forward aspect, and then one a little bit further in, once again, with the nut on the forward aspect. To start removing this, I'm just going to go ahead and use my wrench. I'll stick that 18 on there. We'll start removing the bolt from the other end. Once it's fully removed, we'll do the same to the other bolt. Get that right off of there. Now typically I just leave this right in here. This is pretty much ready to come out, but we'll go ahead and do the same in there. Okay, there's that nut as well. Then the next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and take a ratchet strap. I'm going to come right over to where I can see this sway bar right here. We're going to bring it right down along here to one of these lug studs, and essentially we're going to try to pry this a little bit together to hold it in position so we can remove both of our bolts. Next, I'm going to take a hammer and a punch, and I'm going to carefully try driving these out of here. Just be careful not to put your fingers in any type of pinch point. Alright, so there's one of the bolts. We'll give it a quick inspection. It looks good. Go ahead and do the same to the other. To remove this bolt a little bit easier, I'm going to carefully get in between this forward area here and just gently start prying up this arm. Once this is broken free, generally you can just reach right in and remove that second bolt. There it is, friends. Okay, now it's going to be time to get ready to start installing our brand new lateral link. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you compare this one to the original. Looking at it, you can tell that the new one is a little bit shorter than the original. If you were to look at this, you're going to find an adjustment point right in the center. All we're going to do is go ahead and line up one aspect of it right over here. That looks good. And now we're just going to turn this until this matches up with this side. If you want to, you can try to eyeball it, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, you could also use a tape measure. At this point, I know I have the proper length. I went ahead and I put my bolts through, and as you can tell, both of my mounting holes line up. Let's remove those bolts and get this into the vehicle. We'll make sure we use a little bit of red thread locker on both of our mounting bolts. Go ahead and slide in that inner portion. We'll take that inner bolt, we'll get that in position. Get this one lined up. If it doesn't want to line up, just go ahead and make a quick adjustment with that center point there. Just try to get the nut on there. Once it's started, we'll go ahead and snug these up and torque them to manufacturer's specification. Now that we have both of those bolts semi-snug, let's go ahead and remove our ratchet strap from the area. All right, now let's go ahead and torque each of these bolts to 74 foot-pounds. Now at this point, I'm just going to use a little bit of red thread locker on the threads here, just at the adjustment points for our jam nuts. Go ahead and bottom those out right up against this adjustment point right here. Now let's continue on by using a 1-inch wrench right along this adjustment piece here, and then we'll use an 1 1/16 on the adjustment nut. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we lock this in nice and tight, and then do the same to the inner portion as well. Perfect. Double check, make sure you tightened everything properly, and then we can put on the wheel. Let's go ahead and get the wheel on here. We're going to start on all 5 of our lug nuts. We'll bottom them out, get the wheel back on the ground, and then we're going to torque each of these in a crisscross manner to 100 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friends, we got that lateral link in there. What's left to do now? Now you're going to want to take it for a road test, make sure you don't hear any funny noises, and of course get down to your local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.